Okay, it's your boy kal'el, aka the Real Black Superman, coming to you live from my house. I am here making a video on the a 2018 Model 3 Tesla. And what happened is I went to the grocery store. I put groceries in the front trunk, which is called the Frunk. And when I got to the house, I couldn't open my trunk. My frunk. So I was like, oh snap. So I looked at a few videos, and what I found out is there's a actuator. It's called an actuator. And if the actuator go out, then on this particular model, you are basically screwed. So I was like, okay. So you tell me I'm not gonna be able to get my groceries out of my front trunk. So me being the mechanic like guy I am, I said this ain't gonna work. So I tried to say, okay, I'm gonna book somebody to come out to fix it. And when I did that, they was talking about days from now. So I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. So I said, well, this is a mechanical issue. It's a puzzle. I like puzzles, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. So looking at the video, guy pointed at the actual how you get to that actuator and the trunk release. So, and how you have to pop it or loose, all that stuff there. So I managed to get to it, and I managed to get it open. Then I found out that it would probably be like a $80 part, and I don't know what the labor if they would have had to do it, but that was the case. So I actually looked at, once I got everything tore apart, got the trunk open and tore everything apart, I realized that this actuator was actually still working. And I'm like, okay, it's still working, but the connection part, because I was gonna have to find a way to get me through. If I close this frunk, that they would have to get back in it, and if they have to go and get back in it the way I had to, that was gonna eat my pockets up labor wise. So I said, well, I'm trying to put a release on it or something like that or whatever. So come to find out that the parts that makes up this actuator and the trunk release thing was made out of plastic. And when I felt the part that when I popped the thing loose, it was a little hook thing, metal hook thing that goes into something. So when I felt the area that it went to, it seemed kind of loose or whatever, like something was broken in there. So I broke it apart. When I broke it apart, come to find out, the piece is a plastic piece. It was a white piece that was on the metal like rod thing, latch hook thing, and then there was another plastic piece that was inside of there that was moving around. So when I looked at both of them, when I inspected both of them, none of them was like broken, and they like snapped together type thing. So I said, okay, let's see what's up with this. So lo and behold, I was able to snap all the pieces back together. And as you can see, I ain't got to go to know. I took that apart to show some people that this is the actual thing, the cable that goes back into here, and the actuator is somewhere in here. And as you can see, I took that apart to show that and put this back together. Heard that? That's that sound. And So there's no way I can actually pop that besides going inside the car. I did it on the video, but I'm gonna do it again now. There's nothing more satisfying than to see that. Voila. So with a little duct tape, keep everybody in perspective, it works fine. So it's just a thought that your actuator that's probably actually in your mind toe up, it's not actually toe up. So before you spend those dollars in labor money to get it replaced, check to make sure that all those little plastic pieces are there and that you can put them back together and get back to using your front truck. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the part where I took everything apart and I located that rod cable that was hooked to the actuator that actually pulls the trunk. So up in here, you can see it right there, the cable straight through there. I'm gonna close it in right there. There it is. Come on, right there. There it is, right there. You got a little white thing on the back of it that goes to the actuator, and I pulled it. I managed to pull it with this windshield wiper thing right there, and that's how I got my frunk open. Now it's not totally open, but it's close enough. And there you have it.
Okay, so so my front on my front trunk or frunk on my Tesla put me here. This is where I'm at. So apparently I got in the trunk, but what got me here is I think this guy right here. So I threw the plastic away because it felt kind of like something was going on in there. So I'm assuming that the reason why the trunk don't open is because of this short little cable right here. It runs to this thing, which I think is a actuator. So the actuator actually works, but I think the reason why it wasn't working because of this little thing that detaches. It can detach. I have the ability to do that. So what I did was I just reconnected it, and it seems like if you press this button, it pulls it. So my thing is, do that fix the problem? I'm gonna duct tape it to make sure that piece, the little chrome piece right there, doesn't come unhinged. I think that was basically a character defect that Tesla put in there to get people off their square and send them to actually buy that $80 thing right there. So I'm finna duct tape it, yours truly, and see if that fixed the thing. So
with a little ingenuity, we're gonna assume that Mr. Gorilla Glue got us where we need to be at. So now, boy, so much stuff I can be doing to this thing while this is open like this here. So, without further ado, it don't look like nothing else is messed up. So what pulls this? Something pulls this. So you got that. And I might swap this out for that other one. Okay. Let's get you back in. Clean all this stuff up. Okay. Got everything back together. Now this is the moment of truth. Remember, the front couldn't open by itself. It's back shut. Moment of truth. Did I figure it out? Did I figure it out? Let's see here. No, I did. No, I didn't figure it out. No, I didn't figure it out. Oh boy, yes. It's your boy kal'el, aka the Real Black Superman, coming to you live. We fixing these things around here. Who got a Tesla? Who got a Tesla?